Honorable Madam President, Madam Shanaz Wazir Ali, Vice President Academic, Professor Mohammad Altaf Muqati, Vice President Development and Finance, Ms. Nasreen Haq, Vice President Admin and HR, Mr. Imtiaz Qazi, respected deans, head of departments, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, respected scholars, valued participants, and dear students.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. We'll be your MOC today. My name is Bisma Sheikh.
And I'm Adil. We warmly welcome you back to day 2 of the 4th International GCORES 2026 conference by Faculty of Education and Social Sciences here at Zabist University.
After an engaging and intellectually enriching day 1, we look forward to continuing this journey of dialogue, reflection, and knowledge sharing.
To formally begin today's proceedings,
we are honored to invite a distinguished academic leader and conference co-chair. Please join us in welcoming Professor Dr. Najmun Nisa Khan, who is an accomplished scholar, head of the department and associate professor at Zabist. She has recently completed her postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Iowa, funded by the American Association of University Women. With a PhD in education from Iqra University, her work spans teacher education, international instructional leadership, and educational policy. Dr. Khan has published extensively in high-impact journals and is actively involved in developing educational resources, conducting training programs, supervising PhD and MS research. Her previous roles include key positions in various educational and development initiatives with USAID, UNICEF, Asian Development Bank, and Sindh Education Foundation. Dr. Khan's expertise lies in interdisciplinary collaboration, transformative leadership, and advancing educational practices through empirical research and community engagement.
Distinguished guests, respected colleagues, and dear participants, good morning and assalamu alaikum. It is often said that technology finds its true value when it serves humanity. And this thought perfectly aligns with our conference theme. And our conference theme is Humanity 5.0, Technology Integration for Sustainable Society. It emphasizes that technological advancement must remain human-centered, ethically grounded, and aligned with the broader goal of sustainable development. I am honored to welcome you all to Day 2 of GCORES 2026. Yesterday marked a highly successful and intellectually stimulating beginning. We witnessed the presentation of 54 research papers showcasing diverse perspectives and innovative ideas. We were also privileged to learn from 6 distinguished keynote speakers and 3 panel discussions and panelists in 3 panel discussions, both national and international, whose insights challenged us to rethink the role of technology in shaping a more inclusive and sustainable society. Building on this strong foundation, Day 2 promises to be equally engaging and enriching. Today we will have 44 paper presentations, providing further opportunity for knowledge sharing and scholarly dialogues. In addition, we have 4 panel discussions will bring together experts to deliberate on critical issues, while 4 distinguished keynote speakers from both national and international context will continue to inspire us with their expertise and vision. As we move forward, I encourage each one of you to actively participate, exchange ideas, and engage in meaningful discussions. Conferences like GCORES 2026 are not only platforms for presenting your research, but also provide space for collaboration, reflection, and collective growth. I extend my sincere appreciation and gratitude to my organizing committee, speakers, panelists, keynote speakers, and participants for their commitment and contributions. Let us continue with the same spirit and dedication as we work together towards shaping a future where technology truly serves humanity and supports a sustainable society. Thank you, and I wish you all a productive and inspiring day too. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful and inspiring words.
As we continue with today's proceedings,
We now move to our keynote address, a central highlight of this session.
our keynote speaker is a distinguished academic and thought leader whose work has significantly contributed to the field of history, politics, and public policy.
Please join us in welcoming Professor Dr. Yaqub Khan Bangash, Professor and Dean, School of Economics and Social Sciences, IBA Karachi. He holds a doctorate in modern history from the University of Oxford and a BA in history with a distinction from University of Notre Dame. He previously served as a dean at Information Technology University, Lahore, contributing to academic leadership and institutional development. An accomplished researcher, he is affiliated with Harvard University's Lakshmi Mittal South Asia Institute and Ideas, with a focal on constitutional history and political development in Pakistan. He is also the founder of Afkar-e-Taza Think West.
Great. Thank you so much. Lovely to be here, and thank you, Riyaz Saab, for inviting me. I should say that in case I don't make any sense, ये आपके डीन का कसूर है कि अच्छा स्पीकर नहीं बुलाया. But I hope to say at least some sensible things and kind of make you think about it. एक academic का यही सिर्फ काम होता है to make people think, because that's one of the real complicated problems in Pakistan. The idea of free thinking and the idea of creative thinking, for that matter. I want to build up a bit upon what you heard yesterday. So if you were here yesterday, you had Professor Shahid Siddiqui speaking, you had Professor Pervez Hoodbhoy speaking. Okay. So you had Professor Shahid Siddiqui and Professor Pervez Hoodbhoy speaking here yesterday, and both of them gave a very different kind of perspectives on the theme. Professor Shahid Siddiqui, of course, spoke about AI and its impact on education, and Professor Hoodbhoy talked about how Pakistan, because of its several issues, let's put it that way, including ideological concerns, lags behind. And he gave a very interesting example of Iran, where even though it's the world's only actual theocracy, yet it actually manages to surpass far ahead in terms of science and technology and engineering. So he made us think about those things. So I hope that we can kind of, build up upon that and actually move beyond it. A few things that I do want to mention. The first thing is, of course, as you look at just the title of the theme, Humanity 5.0, does anyone know कि ये 1.0, 2, 3, 4 क्या था? 1, 2, 3, 4 इसका कुछ आइडिया है? See, well, तो हम 5 पे पहुंचेंगे कैसे अगर 1, 2, 3, 4 नहीं बताओ होएगा, so these are all the different kinds of, मतलब, of course it'll take too long for me to explain, but in terms of human development कि आप bronze age से शुरू करें और different ages आई, फिर industrial age जो last आई, फिर modern world वगैरह इस तरह से humanity develop कर रही है. So one of the key things that I do want to emphasize is humanity and the human race keeps changing all the time, but it also keeps adapting to things all the time. That is one of the very important things that we must remember, is the key important understanding of adaptation. Every single time people come up and say, oh, bas ye dunya badal ke rakh degi. Yes, the world changes, but the world adapts. So the first important thing that I want to emphasize is adaptation. And that should make us scared at times, yes, because adaptation isn't easy. We are used to our ways, we are used to the ways things are done. So if some change comes, then that's a big deal. And we think, bas ab dunya badal gayi, ab ye kabhi reverse nahi ho sakti, right? But again, as a historian who now does a bit of public policy, what's important to remember is the more things change, the more things also remain the same. वो सिर्फ थोड़ा सा उसका जो मोड है वो चेंज हो जाता है, right? So when I teach a class, I give an example कि now if a kid wants to know कि जी किताब X और Y में क्या लिखा है, so for example let's say आप Shakespeare पढ़ रहे हैं और you actually think कि Shakespeare is very hard to understand, so what you do is कि you go on ChatGPT and say कि जी King Lear है उसके मुझे notes बना दें, right? Simple, right? जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी स्कूल में था तो एक चीज़ मिलती थी Spark Notes. ठीक है, हम उसको देख लेते थे 20-25 years ago. So basically what ChatGPT has done is it has made the world Spark Notes available to you easily. You don't have to go to a shop to buy it. You can just type it in and it'll come out. So, but the real point behind that actually remains the same, which is that you are using someone else's notes and you are trying to kind of, build up upon it. Well, hopefully, not just copy it, but build up upon it. अच्छा, आप उससे 50 साल पीछे चले जाएं. You look at, people who are, I don't know, 60s or 70s now, वो handwritten notes करते थे. ठीक है, एंड अगर आप एक क्लास में होते थे तो क्लास में एक पढ़ा लिखा बच्चा होता था जो कि नोट्स बनाता था, बाकी सारे उसकी कॉपी कर लेते थे. एंड आई कैन गो बैक फॉर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ years there. The point is, the idea of notes isn't old. The way we look at notes has changed. The role of the notes hasn't changed. It's the exact same thing. It's just that first we did it with, pen and paper. Then we did it with, अगर आप उससे भी पीछे चले जाएं, and I don't want to, sort of go centuries before that. 500-600 years ago, before the printing press, copying was actually a profession. You had people who copied other people's notes, and that was actually a profession because, that's how knowledge spread. So, in itself, this thing has been happening for thousands of years. It's not that ChatGPT ने आके हाय बस दुनिया बदल गई है, अब तो बस वैसी दुनिया रहेगी नहीं और पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा. So modes have changed. The basic concept hasn't changed. Now, where the sort of the integrating technology for a sustainable society part now comes in this example is, what do you do with it? Right? The key is always, what do you do with it? Do you just take the notes and copy them and regurgitate them? उसको ही आप repeat करके वो लिख रहे हैं, अगर notes के अंदर ये line लिखी हो तो आपने रटा मार के वही उसको लिख दिया है. Or you build upon the notes, you take the notes forward. Right? That's the big difference between how knowledge is actually created and how knowledge is actually followed. Occasionally I speak to school principals and teachers. So one of the things that I ask them is, do you understand, and university, of course, professors and leaders too, and I ask both sides the question, do you know the basic difference between a school and a university? यहाँ किसी को पता है? चलिए, let's try and make it interactive this morning. किसी को पता है what's the very basic difference between a school and a university? Research. ठीक है, so क्या है, if I can sort of, put it in a phrase, is a school is where you follow knowledge, and a university is where you create knowledge, right? So if you are following it, that is, you are creating a base and you are, learning, right? University में आके अगर आपने वही चीज़ दोबारा repeat करनी है तो फिर उसका फ़ायदा कोई नहीं है. You are not creating anything new. So let's say when I give an paper for students to write, I don't want them to tell me कि किताब X, Y, and Z में लिखा क्या है. वो मुझे पता है तो इसलिए तो मैंने assign की है. I want to know कि ये पढ़ के what do you think about it? How do you build up upon it? How do you want to take it forward, right? So if you miss that bit, so you can use ChatGPT all you want, but if you miss that bit where after reading ChatGPT, what do you do with it? You have missed the boat and you are now actually a robot that follows technology and that's about it, doesn't take it beyond it, right? So तारीख में इस तरह से बहुत होता है, मगर फ़र्क क्या है कि where people take that change in technology, be it the printing press, be it Spark Notes or whatever, and take it forward. अगर आप forward नहीं लेके जाएंगे तो आप वहीं अटक जाएंगे और आप उसी चीज़ को तोते की तरह follow करते रहेंगे और repeat करते रहेंगे. So technology, unless it is harnessed in a particular manner, will not serve any end, will not serve any purpose, and in fact will actually make you a very lazy and boring person because it is not going to actually create anything. So that's my first kind of big example. Okay, nothing new. But the whole point is, what do you do with it? That's the key. That's the real point towards it. Second point that I really want to talk about is how we kind of can use these ideas of technology to take our learning forward, right? So अभी तक तो जो है कि technology available है. अच्छा, another very interesting thing, because I was trying to follow some of the talks online. A lot of the speakers kept saying the word AI. How many people actually understand what that means? AI है क्या? Except for the fact that it's artificial intelligence. है क्या? हर बंदा उसके बारे में बात कर रहा है. हर जो conference के अंदर 50 दफ़ा मेरे ख्याल में probably अगर कोई count करे तो कल शायद 1000 दफ़ा तो शायद किसी ने मतलब सब sessions में बोल ही दिया होगा. But how many of the audience do actually know what that is? That's a real question. We don't actually know. It's also the fear of the unknown. We actually have no clue what it is. It's not, मैंने एक दफ़ा एक कंप्यूटर साइंटिस्ट को बिठा के और वो IBM में डी ने उनसे पूछा, ऐसे मैंने कहा कि मतलब इसमें है क्या? It's actually not that dramatic and it's not really developed to that extent. वो मेरे ख्याल में again मतलब till a few years ago मैं अपने young होने की example देता था, अब मैं old होने की example देता हूँ. तो when I was a kid, there used to be lots of TV shows about how the future world is going to be. वो एक कार्टून भी था वो स्पेस एज वाले में के अंदर जेटसन्स उसको कहते थे, मुझे आज तक वो याद है. या you know, and there were lots of these like futuristic kind of films वगैरह because 90s के अंदर everyone was obsessed about it, right? वो ज़माना हम समझते थे कि 90s में अब ये 2026 आ गया, अभी तक आ चुका होगा और शायद ख़त्म भी हो रहा होगा, मगर वो अभी तक पहुंचा नहीं है, right? So one of the interesting things is we throw out all these words without really understanding what they mean, without actually knowing what they are currently doing, right? So first we need to understand कि ये हैं क्या, और फिर हम इनका impact understand कर सकते हैं, और फिर हम इनको adapt कर सकते हैं to further that knowledge that I was talking about, कि you know how to harness it to actually take things further. Because उसके अलावा there will be technology for technology's sake, and I'll come to it in a minute. If you leave technology for technology's sake, it actually becomes harmful, right? So anything can be good, but if you leave it out in the open without harnessing it, it will actually hurt you, hurt the environment, hurt people around you, and actually hurt humanity by the end of it. So this harnessing is a very kind of an important concept that needs to be done. You need to engage with it and work with it. Ab here, of course, kal ka jo Parvez Hurboy saab ki jo talk thi, that's very important, is if you don't engage with it, if you'll actually kind of, you know, twist and turn science to your thought, whatever, ideological or non-ideological or whatever thought, then you will never go further. So I do sort of, you know, redouble what he actually said yesterday, कि आपको इसको non-ideological करना पड़ेगा because development तभी आएगी, वरना नहीं आने वाली. ठीक है, तब तक आपको समझ ही नहीं आएगी. You will be throwing words here and there without really understanding what that means. Right? So second point is कि harnessing जो है of technology, of any innovation, of any change, is very, very important. ठीक है? And in that kind of 2.1 is first understand terms. So as I said about AI, understand what that even means, what that stands for, artificial intelligence. मगर ये क्या है? ये असल में practically speaking, what does that actually mean? Look into that. Again 2.12 शायद अगर मैं एक और एग्जाम्पल दूं, हर एक ने ये भी एक लफ्ज़ सुना होगा, नॉलेज इकोनॉमी. सुना हुआ है ना? ये हमारे मेरे ख्याल में HEC के ऑफिशियल मोटो के अंदर भी है. I only realized a few weeks ago it's a very dumb thing. How can, so what is, अगर आप इन दोनों लफ्ज़ों को सेपरेट कर लें, नॉलेज और इकोनॉमी को, इकोनॉमी हैज़ टू डू विद you know, finance, making money actually, right? How you develop and get rich, right? How can knowledge be that? मतलब knowledge can lead to it, yes, but cannot be it. मतलब हमने इन दो terms को, which are actually not related, in our national vision, we have actually connected them. Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. अच्छा, what it does is exactly what's वो मैं public policy के अंदर एक बड़ा simple एक senior civil servant थे, फवाद साहब, शायद लोगों ने सुना भी उनका बारे में. तो फवाद साहब को we had invited for a talk. तो बड़ा हुआ कि जी मतलब so he'd been principal secretary to the prime minister, chief secretary, ये वगैरह वो सब कुछ. तो डिस्कस करें जी, बड़े मसाइल है दुनिया पाकिस्तान में पब्लिक पॉलिसी के, सारे हमारे सिविल सर्वेंट्स पढ़े लिखे हैं, मतलब यू नो ऑल ऑफ देम. सो इफ़ यू हैव क्रॉस द ग्रेड 20 तो 21 22 पे एवरीवन इज हाईली एजुकेटेड, हर एक की बाहर से डिग्री है, हर एक का बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है, फिर भी मसाइल क्यों हैं, यू नो. एंड वन थिंग दैट बहुत बातें हुई, एक चीज़ जो फवाद साहब ने बड़ी अच्छी की, उन्होंने कहा जी नीयत नहीं है. तो मैं पता सब कुछ है करने का, बस वो नीयत नहीं है, और हम जान के चीज़ों को कंफ्यूज कर देते हैं. सो लुक एट द फैक्ट कि वी यूज़ अ फ्रेज नॉलेज इकोनॉमी विदाउट रियली अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट इट डज टू द आइडिया ऑफ नॉलेज, राइट. व्हाट इट डज टू द आइडिया ऑफ नॉलेज इज इट कमोडिफाइज इट. इट एक्चुअली सेज कि इट इज़ नॉट समथिंग दैट यू डू फॉर द सेक ऑफ इट, यू डू इट फॉर द मनी ऑफ इट. सो इसलिए जब बच्चा आता है ना, वो कहता है जी इसका स्कोप क्या है, ये मैं पढ़ के करना क्या है, इससे पैसे कैसे कमाएंगे, राइट. एंड जब आप पैसे कमाएंगे तो वो जो ओरिजिनल मैंने बात की थी कि यूनिवर्सिटी और कॉलेज है जिसका काम है नॉलेज क्रिएट करना, तो पैसे कमाने के लिए नॉलेज क्रिएट करना ज़रूरी तो नहीं है ना, बल्कि पैसे कमाने के लिए नॉलेज रेप्लिकेट करना ज़्यादा आसान है, एंड यू कैन प्रॉब्ली अर्न मनी थ्रू दैट a lot more. Well, earn a basic level of money, right? So what we have done is, even in our national thinking, so look at terms, that's one of the things that I want to emphasize is look at what terms are and how they're used without really thinking. मगर again, हमने वो सोचा नहीं इसके बारे में कि नॉलेज और इकोनॉमी को हमने कंबाइन क्यों किया है, मगर उसका रिजल्ट बड़ा क्लियर है. पाकिस्तान में थैंक्स टू द HEC फॉर द लास्ट 25 years, we do have a population that only thinks कि education is there for a job. No one actually thinks that it is there for actually creation of knowledge. Hence, परवेज साहब का कल का रोना कि हम नहीं क्रिएट कर रहे, मगर असल में हम वही कर रहे हैं जो हमने नेशनल फैसला किया है, without really thinking, without really questioning it, because that is what someone somewhere decided to actually do it, right? And यहाँ वो ईरान की एग्जाम्पल दे रहे थे, तो बड़ा वो इंटरेस्टिंग एक और एग्जाम्पल है. You know what the Farsi word for university is? दानिशगाह. As soon as you say the word, you understand what that means. Danish, intelligence, right? A place of intelligence. हमने उसको use ही नहीं करते word. We use the Arabic word, which for a long time I actually thought कि जामिया just means वो जैसा जामिया मस्जिद है ना, बड़ी मस्जिद, तो बड़ी जगह, बड़ा school. Because we don't really understand Arabic to that level. वो बाद में जाके पता चला कि वो ज़रा फ़र्क तरीके से लिखते हैं, so it's pronounced similar, but it's a different thing. But we don't make it a Danishgah because actually it's about the economy, it's about making money, it is not about making knowledge. So hence we have the result of what we have, right? So what we have done is, we have not adapted technology, we have not adapted any change in the world for the furtherance of knowledge, because that has not been our aim in Pakistan. That's a very important thing to remember. ये aim है ही नहीं, ये हमारा काम ही नहीं है. और हम देखें ना, अब HEC का आप देखें वो मोटो निकाल के, तो वहाँ नॉलेज इकोनॉमी पहले लाइन में लिखा हुआ है, तो वो एम ही नहीं है, फिर हम नहीं करते, तो वी आर एक्चुअली फाइन. मतलब वो कल परवेज साहब कहते हैं ना हमारी 330 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, इसमें से 300 भी ख़त्म कर दें फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा, मगर एक्चुअली फ़र्क पड़ेगा, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट देयर इन द बिजनेस ऑफ मेकिंग नॉलेज, वी आर देयर इन द बिजनेस ऑफ जस्ट क्रिएटिंग जॉब सीकर्स, राइट? Now, if you don't do this, I'll just give a couple of examples to enhance this. If you don't do this, what happens? And since this is a conference that also focuses on education, let me give a couple of education examples. And Sindh है तो चलो मैं ज़रा पंजाब की थोड़ी सी बेइज्जती कर देता हूँ. मतलब I'm from Lahore. So about 10 years ago, Punjab created this new project called eLearn Punjab, right? And eLearn Punjab was all about कि जी ये DFID का project था UK 8 का, and the whole idea was कि जी बस अब तो हमने digitize सब कुछ कर देना है और ज़बरदस्त हो जाना है. गाँव के अंदर भी लोग अब क्या कहते हैं स्क्रीन्स पे पढ़ेंगे और ये सब कुछ हो जाएगा, टीचर विल बी रिप्लेस्ड वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. एंड अ गाय कॉल्ड सर माइकल बाबर, ब्रिटेन से उनको बुलाया और कहा कि जी आप स्पीयर हेड करें. उन्होंने कहा जी बड़ा ज़बरदस्त है. तो मैं तब यंग PhD करके आया था, पीछे बैठा होता था, एट टाइम्स मेरी हंसी निकल जाती थी. एक दफ़ा शहबाज शरीफ साहब ने डांट भी दिया कि आप इतना हंस क्यों रहे हैं. मैंने कहा वैसे कुछ याद आ गया. मगर आई न्यू एग्जैक्टली व्हाट्स गोइंग टू हैपन, एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंड. एंड 10 years डाउन लाइन नो वन स्पीक्स अबाउट eLearn Punjab. अगर आप गूगल करके देखें ना, तो आपको मेरे ख्याल में 2015-16 की वेबसाइट एक मिलेगी, और उसके बाद कुछ हुआ नहीं. वो हुआ क्यों नहीं? क्योंकि हमने एक और मुल्क का आइडिया उठा के पाकिस्तान पे फेंक दिया और कहा कि जी चले ये तो यहाँ चल ही जाएगा ना, ठीक है. व्हाट कैन वर्क इन स्वीडन की आबादी मेरे ख्याल में क्लिफ्टन से थोड़ी ज़्यादा है सिर्फ, तो कराची तो बड़ी दूर की बात है. तो विच कैन वर्क देयर विल नॉट वर्क हेयर. You need to, again, जो मैं पहले कह रहा था, I'm coming back to those themes, adaptability. You need to adapt it to your way. The technology is there. Unless you adapt it to your way, it is not going to change anything, right? So हमने क्या किया कि हमने टेक्स्ट बुक्स डिजिटाइज कर दी. टीचर को कहा कि जी बच्चे खुद ही पढ़ लेंगे. क्यों पढ़ेंगे, वजह? अच्छा, फिर इमेजिन करें, अभी तो मतलब पंजाब के ज़रा गाँव perhaps are slightly different than सिंध वाले. Imagine कि in a village in Sindh you put up a screen and you say कि बच्चे अब ये स्क्रीन के थ्रू पढ़ेंगे. इफ़ यू नो एनीथिंग अबाउट एनी विलेज मोस्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान में, तो आपको पता होगा कि 2 महीने बाद ये हेड मास्टर या हेड मिस्ट्रेस के घर में स्क्रीन मिलनी है. और ऊपर से पहले तो ये सवाल है कि वो उस स्कूल में बिजली भी है कि नहीं कि वो स्क्रीन ऑन हो. फिर वो स्क्रीन चलेगी कैसे, वो रिफ्रेश कैसे वो अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन करेंगे वगैरह वगैरह. एंड आई टेल यू वन वेरी फनी एग्जांपल बिकॉज दैट इलस्ट्रेटेड द पॉइंट जो हमने टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ किया, कि ये शक हुआ पंजाब के अंदर भी कि जी स्क्रीन्स ना चोरी हो जाएंगी. तो उन्होंने क्या किया कि स्क्रीन के पीछे ना एक कोड चिपका दिया कि जी इस कोड की वजह से ना हमें पता होगा कि स्क्रीन कहाँ है. अच्छा, मैं एक दिन एक डैशबोर्ड वो देख रहा था क्योंकि हमारे ही बिल्डिंग में था, तो वो दिखाई दे रहा कि वो कोड घूम रहा है. सो द गाय वाज रियली कंफ्यूज कि कोड घूम क्यों रहा है, ख़राब हो गया वगैरह. तो मॉनिटर्स थे हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, उन्होंने मॉनिटर को भेजा कि जी इस गांव में जाके चेक करें कि ये जो स्क्रीन का जो टैग है ये घूम क्यों रहा है. वो पता चला कि जी वो हेडमास्टर साहब ने टैग उतार के एक गाय पे लगा दिया है, और वो गाय चूँकि स्कूल में घूमती फिरती रहती है तो वो गाय के साथ वो टैग भी घूम रहा है. तो है वो स्कूल के प्रेमिसेस में, मगर वो काफ़ी देर का वो स्क्रीन वहाँ चली गई है. सो अगेन द की क्वेश्चन इज, if you don't adapt it, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be on a guy and run around, right? So you need to kind of think about how to use it. Now, I'll give you one example where it actually, abhi maine is tarah failures bataye hain, but let me give you a couple of examples where it could be a success also, right? So, for example, we had dengue, यहाँ मेरे ख्याल में सिंध में भी था, but पंजाब के अंदर तो it was a huge thing, right? So dengue was a huge thing, you know, you had to figure out कि जो मच्छर है इसके कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, कहाँ बन रहे हैं वगैरह वगैरह. What the government of Punjab did was they began to actually map it throughout Lahore and throughout other bits of the province to figure out कि where these mosquitoes come, what kind of things that are created with it, and how to kind of control them, right? And it's a long process, but let me just give you the short version of it. Through technology and through actually geotagging locations where these mosquitoes are and actually following them through satellite कि वहाँ पानी इकट्ठा ना हो, क्या कहते हैं, satellite के through monitor करें कि कितना पानी वहाँ जमा हो रहा है, इकट्ठा हो रहा है, साफ हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा वगैरह वगैरह. Dengue actually was brought down within 2 years. And now it's a very marginal thing in Lahore and in other areas of the Punjab. तो क्या किया, वो hardness किया, वो use किया कि this is a technological thing that's available in the rest of the world. How do we adapt it to our own needs? How do we understand it in our own needs? You know, very important tool. So we can do it. So it's all not kind of, you know, doom and gloom. Another example is of course ये e-सेहत वाला, जो अगर आप लोगों ने देखा होगा, कुछ ये e-सेहत वाले जो चीज़ें हैं where you can consult a doctor no matter where you are in Pakistan online, right? और वो low bandwidth पे भी use हो जाता है. इसकी वजह से in areas where there are no doctors or there are no specialists, you know, people have been given access to it, right? ये भी एक सक्सेस की कहानी है. द बिग सक्सेस की कहानी जो कि पाकिस्तान में खैर सक्सेस हुआ है, बट इफ़ यू लुक एट इंडिया वो बहुत ज़्यादा वो सक्सेस हुआ है, इज थिंग्स लाइक जाज कैश एंड ईजी पैसा. You know, how they have brought people who are not educated, who are in sort of, you know, rural areas, far-flung areas, not connected to main cities, how they have been financially included in the finance of the country and in the running of the economy. Right? इंडिया के अंदर आप देखें तो वो तो ड्रामेटिक एक इम्पैक्ट हुआ है, बट दिस अगेन इज हार्नेसिंग ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. हाउ यू आर नाउ यूजिंग कि ये आपके डिजिटल जो वॉलेट्स हैं, इसके ज़रिए आप डिजिटलाइजेशन ऑफ द इकोनॉमी एंड डॉक्यूमेंटेशन ऑफ द इकोनॉमी कैसे कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो वी हैव सक्सेसफुल काइंड ऑफ ways in which these things have been happened. Now, and I know I'm going on and on actually, so maybe I should conclude now. Oh, अच्छा मुझे बता भी दिया कि बस कर दें. So the conclusion of this is that I hope I've given you like some ideas, but the key, of course, which I want to emphasize is that unless you center the human in the technology of the world, and unless that human, it's very important, unless that human harnesses that technology, things will actually not change and things will actually get worse. So every couple of 100 years दुनिया के अंदर तारीखदान होने से ये मुझे पता है और पढ़ाता हूँ ये कि हर कुछ 100 साल बाद दुनिया में एक बड़ी तब्दीली आती है. तब्दीली वो टू यूज़ द फ्रेज कि तब्दीली आ गई है, तब्दीली आती रहती है, मगर ये है कि उसको आपने यूज़ किस तरह करना है. इस दफ़ा की जो तब्दीली है दैट इज़ लेड बाय AI और हाई लेवल ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. सो वन शुड नॉट बी fearful फॉर इट, बट the human needs to be at the center of it, because वो जो human feeling है ना, and this is something that I really want to emphasize on. ये एक मुझे वो जो कथा क्लियरली अब याद नहीं, बट मीर दर्द का एक कथा है which basically says कि God loved the world so much that is why he created humans. मगर अगर सताइश सिर्फ चाहिए होती तो angels बड़े थे, right? कि you know, so that human empathy, that human touch is what made God create humans. Because it is not just God wanted praise, because angels लाखों करोड़ों है, वो praise तो हो रही है, मगर human touch जो है ना, for that God created the human being. That touch has to remain central, because if you take it out of any concept of the world or any concept of controlling technology, it is going to lead to a disaster. And we are at the cusp of where in some societies we are losing it. But at least in Pakistan, you know, we are very, very aggressively human. So maybe we have that great opportunity here to actually create that kind of knowledge that will enable us to harness the technology for a sustainable world and lead humanity to a better place. So I think we are in a great opportunity here, and thank you so much.
Sir, please stay on the stage. Thank you, sir, for sharing such valuable insights with us.
We now request Madam President Zebish, Shanaz Wazir Ali, and Dean Social Sciences, Dr. Riaz, to come up on stage and to present a token of appreciation to Professor Dr. Yaqub Khan Bangash.